We're going to continue our program in a moment. I love that we have guests in the room because you get to see what we see every day in our beautiful, amazing school, and our amazing family, the energy, the enthusiasm. And yet, we know that Israel is so much part of the identity of what we do here. It's so much part of the identity of our school. It's so much part of the goal of our school. Every student at JLA, over the course of their time at JLA, is going to spend so much time in the Promised Land. And so we felt it appropriate before we continue with the program in this holiest of moments, as our Torahs, our two new Torahs, finally rest in their holy ark. We're going to take a moment to think and pray for those young men and women who are not much older than our oldest students, who are right now, at this moment, facing unimaginable challenges, who are digging incredibly deep to be brave, to be strong, so that we can go there next summer with our students. Please pay attention to the screen.
ללא מילים, ללא תחושות, אין מנוס ממחשבות. יש פה קרע לא מוסבר, איך שרים כשלב נשבר. אני פה מול החדשות, לא מעכל את הדמעות. אם אנחנו נבחר, איך נחרד גורל אכזר. ואין תשובות, ערפל כבד נחת עכשיו. למי פונים? הנשמה פצועה בקרב. שמע ישראל אומרים יחדיו. עוד לא אבדה תקוותנו להיות חופשי בארצנו. שמע ישראל, כולנו עם אחד. אי אפשר לתאר במילים את הזוועות, הנפש פצועה, רק רצינו לרקוד, לא רוצים עוד לראות אמהות שבוכות. מה כבר ביקשנו בשקט לחיות? אין לנו ארץ אחרת, גם אם האדמה פה בוערת. אז די לפילוג, די לשנאה, מסתכלים עלינו, מנצלים את החולשה, זה הזמן לאהוב, להפיץ את התקווה, להרים את הראש, לחייך חזרה, כי כולנו אחים לא רק במלחמה. עם ישראל זה אותה משפחה, אנחנו ננצח, אין פה ספקות, בהיסטוריה ניצחנו בכל הקרבות, כל השונאים יאללה ביי, עם ישראל חי.
If we can't be in Israel, then let's be here and pray together for the safety of those who are keeping Israel safe and secure and strong. Please rise. Avinu Shabbat Zu Yisrael v'go'alo, Bareich et Medinat Yisrael, Reshit Tzmichat Geulatenu. Hagein alea be'evrat chastecha, Fros alea Sukat Shlomecha, Shlach Archa v'amitcha v'rashea, Sarea v'yotzea, V'takneim be'itzat tova milfanecha. Chazek et yidei meginei eretz kadshenu, V'anchilem Eloheinu Yeshua, V'ateret nitzachon ta'atrein. V'natata shalom ba'aretz, V'simchat olam liyoshveh. V'tachenu kol beit Yisrael p'kadna b'chol artzot b'zurenu. V'tolichenu mehera k'mumiyah v'tzion urecha l'Yerushalayim mishkan shemecha k'katzuv v'torat Moshe avdecha. Im yeh nitachacha b'tzei shemayim mishkam yikabetzcha Adonai Elohecha u'misham yikachecha v'heviacha Adonai Elohecha la'aretz asher yarshu avotecha v'yishta v'hitivcha v'hirbecha mi'avotecha. V'mal Adonai Elohecha et lavavcha ve'et lavav zarecha la'ava et Adonai Elohecha v'chol lavavcha v'chol nafshecha l'man chayecha. V'yached lavavenu la'ava u'l'yira et shemecha V'lishmar et divrei Toratecha shlach lanu mehira ben David Mashiach tzidkecha liftot mechake kates Yeshuatecha v'ofa v'adar ga'on uzecha al kol yoshvei tevel artzecha v'omar kol Hashem neshama ba'apov Adonai Elahei Yisrael melech u'malchuso v'kol mashallah amen selah. And let us say amen. Please be seated. We're going to continue with the next portion of our program.
I have the pleasure of introducing our speaker for this afternoon. Some of you in this room know the Ades family, and some of you do not. There are three things, though, that you need to know before our next speaker begins. The first is that the very fact that there are many of you in this room who don't know the Ades family is intentional. It's because the Ades family teaches us all day in and day out what it means to be humble, what it means to have humility, what it means to do things for others without needing to be front and center. There are some of you who do know Gisela Ades, but you may only know her by face, because I don't know if there's been a Friday yet that Gisela hasn't been here on campus, very much involved with all of you. And that's the second thing you need to know. For Daniel and for Gisela in particular, this school that we go to, this school that we make up, is a labor of love. There's, I dare say, few things other than maybe her children and her family that she loves more than being here with you, going out and doing service with you, being in your classrooms, watching you grow, challenge each other, and become better human beings. And the last thing that you all need to know is that absolutely none of us, none of you are students, none of our faculty, not me, not anybody else in this room, would be here today doing the things we're doing, celebrating what we're celebrating, accomplishing what we're accomplishing, without Daniel and Gisela. So please rise and give respect to Gisela as she comes to speak to us.
I am honored to stand here today, dedicating a Sefer Torah to the memory of my father, Simon Allen. The commitment he made to the Jewish people when I was young continues to shape the learning, prayers, and growth that takes place here at JLA among you, our precious students, each and every day. Because you have never met him, I'll share with you his story. My father was born in Lebanon in 1940. As you learned this past Friday in Seoul Center, many Sephardic Jews were forced to leave Arab countries in the decades following the creation of Israel. My father was one of them. At the young age of 20, my father left to Beirut. Hayas, an organization that helps with the relocation of Jews from areas of conflict, purchased for him an economy ticket on the vessel La Provence, that you see here above. It left the Middle East and it sailed towards South America. After 30 days at sea, he arrived in Brazil, one of the few countries that were welcoming new immigrants. He had with him only one suitcase, no college degree, and all his life savings, which totaled $350. He remembers his days at sea as being rough, and he would joke that there were more cockroaches on board than passengers. My father had to find work, learn a new language, and adapt to this new country quickly so he could provide for himself and his parents. Being good at math, he was able to find a job making calculations for a company that designed ovens, a job that required him to speak mostly in numbers and not in Portuguese. Once he learned the language, he got a job as an assistant in a bank, making coffee and running errands. And from there, he grew. He always told us that he was able to get ahead by doing more than what was expected of him. That attitude, coupled with years of hard work and dedication, allowed him to blossom into a successful businessman, creating a life for himself that no one could have imagined. Now, what inspires me most about his story is not just how he was able to reach financial success despite his humble background, but his profound commitment to Judaism and giving back to his community. This commitment shaped the destiny of our family and the lives of many Jewish students in Brazil. My two brothers and I were born in Rio de Janeiro, where my father had established his business. Rio had a very high rate of assimilation, and maintaining a Jewish identity there would be a challenge. Determined to have us grow up in a Jewish environment, my father uprooted his family to São Paulo, with its many vibrant synagogues and a big Jewish community center. Despite leaving his beloved Rio behind, he decided he needed to do something to help the community there. So he started a program called Kadima, which in Hebrew means to move forward. Kadima's mission is to assist underprivileged students to attend college. These students come from very poor backgrounds. Some even live in favelas, the notorious shanty towns of Brazil. Many students come from troubled families. Some are orphans, and most of them have little or no knowledge of Judaism at all. Once admitted to the program, Kadima students benefit by receiving a full scholarship for the undergraduate studies of their choice. In exchange, my father insisted that the students make 3 important commitments. First, they are required to participate in Judaism classes for 4 hours every Sunday. Second, Kadima students work hard and need to keep up with good grades. And third, each student is asked to pay it forward. This means that upon graduation, each student who has benefited from the program is asked to repay the kindness to others by doing something to help another human being in need. To date, there are over 110 Jewish students who have graduated from Kadima, having studied all sorts of disciplines, including communications, theater, engineering, law, and medicine. Some Kadima students have gone to make Aliyah in Israel. Others have gotten married to each other. Some have become more religiously inclined, and others have moved on to find meaningful employment. Upon concluding their studies, many students write letters expressing their gratitude to their anonymous donor, my dad, who chose to invest in these students without even knowing them, just because of the fact that they were Jewish. For years, I have read these letters with much pride, and there is one in particular that really touched me. In this letter, the student wrote, "Dear sponsor, with this program, you have saved my life twice. First, you have given me a future. With a degree, I'll be able to find a job, earn a living, and hopefully start a family. But most importantly, you have also given me a past. I had no idea how beautiful it is to belong to the Jewish faith. Now I know my history, I understand my roots, and am honored to belong to a community. My father's philanthropic projects played a big role in shaping who I am and ultimately in my desire to start a school. When dreaming about JLA, Daniel and I were always aligned in what we wanted: to create a school that would ignite the spark within each one of you to become kind, compassionate leaders who will give back to their communities. Students who will shape the future while being proud of their past. JLA has the goal of teaching you kindness, empathy, and what it means to do service for others. Our service entrepreneurship program aims to expose you to diverse volunteering opportunities, serving the children, the elderly, animals, and the environment. The idea is for you to find out what you're passionate about and hopefully transform yourselves in the process. Our hope is that upon graduating from JLA, all of you will use your talents not only to get far professionally, but also to help others and be part of something greater than yourselves. I'm not sure if you know, but the circles present in our logo, circling around the words Jewish Leadership Academy, are meant to be ripples. It's the ripple effect that your education will have on your family, your community, and hopefully the world. 10 years from now, more important than having a wall with the names of all colleges you have attended, we'll be having a book telling the stories of lives you have impacted by your good work. Today, as we dedicate this beautiful Torah scroll in memory of my dad, my hope is that every time you read from it, you'll be reminded of JLA's unique mission. As we move forward, Kadima, I hope you will be inspired by being part of the JLA community, that the lessons and values taught by our amazing teachers will forever shape your lives, and that you too will pay it forward someday. Lastly, I wanted to end by saying that my father is not here with us, but my mom, Stella, is. She has been involved with Kadima and many other philanthropic projects herself, and she shares the same values and commitment to Jewish education. To honor you, Mommy, I will need much more than a Sefer Torah, perhaps a whole collection of them. So for now, I'd just like to recognize you here, say that I love you, thank you for everything, and I hope to make you proud.